Hello, Nigerians. Firstly, I want to condemn in totality the jungle justice meted out on the herdsmen in Uromi. Jungle justice is not the way, but then again, we must look at the situation leading to this act by the Uromi people. If there is something wrong in a political system, it should be fixed promptly so it doesn't lead to other forms of criminalities. However, we must understand that when civilized justice isn't available, extrajudicial justice becomes the only option because criminal behavior has been tolerated for too long. I don't say that I've never witnessed insecurity at this level. Fulanis have taken over farmlands across Edo North and Edo Central, around the Uval Northeast and Uval Southwest, both in Edo South. There are several attacks daily on the people by these same herdsmen. I must say that I am shocked that even the president said that the period should be hunted down. When people's compounds are being turned to graveyards with their family members killed, there's serious attacks on Edo, especially Edo Central and Edo North, right now by these same herdsmen or bandits. That is a very strong language by the president. Farmers are being killed, women are being raped with sticks stuffed into their privates, and old women are raped to death inside the farms. Men and women and children being slaughtered in numbers. Fulanis were seen cutting down people's crops, even if their cattle grazed them, yet nothing was done. This is not right and suggests selective justice. Government should always act promptly to address issues so it doesn't degenerate into problems like this, Fulanis brutally kill soldiers in Jataoka and main police in Auchi. The police and other security agencies want to really work to curb this insecurity, but sometimes they're overwhelmed. Their hands are tied because they always need some orders from some higher authorities before they act. Yes, we are one Nigeria, but when the rules of the game changes, it's only wise to change the approach as well, so save lives. On the other hand, I also want to commend the president of Nigeria for something he did recently, which some of us might not have noticed, which will definitely put an end to this spate of killings across Nigeria. Twice the presidents have introduced the regional government bill. Without sentiments, I want to say, and use the opportunity to say that the whole Nigeria, especially southern Nigeria, should support the president's bid for a regional government and autonomy if we are truly honest about resolving these issues of insecurity. We shouldn't fight it like the people did with the tax reforms bill or what they are trying to do with the tax reform bill. But presently, another bill is being passed on the parliamentary system of government with the president, the prime minister, and regional development authority. While this is a welcome development, I want to suggest that the president and national assembly should reintroduce the regional government bill. There is no need to go through the corners. All southern legislators should need to understand that only a regional government will help us address these herdsmen killings and other issues whilst ensuring equitable development across Nigeria. The regional government allows people of each region to have control over their security, its people, immigration, natural resources, governance, internal development, and their land as well. Each region needs to control who comes in and who goes out. Else, nobody will dare justify some northerners described as hunters carrying guns, licensed or not licensed, from one region to another. Since I was young till date, I only know of local hunters in every locality. I've never heard of or seen a hunter coming from a forest or a bush in the south to hunt. So I'm wondering, why are they being allowed to carry guns around against local people who are not unarmed in the guise of hunting when they are the aggressor across Nigeria? All tribes can testify to that, Regional government is the way forward. Sources also have it that these people are being sponsored by some elite figures backed by international organizations with reasons linked to depriving farmers in the south from going to farm, thereby being dependent on the north for food. It is shameful and very inhumane of us to create chaos in the south that have mangrove swamplands, fertile rainforest region where they can plant any kinds of food, and we expect them to rely on the Guinea and Sahel desert savanna regions of the north that depends on irrigation and agricultural control mechanisms to grow their crops. Southern Nigeria should not only be your market. Food is a major necessity across. Why not create markets in other parts of the world or Africa and export overseas? Again, from my experience from some of these Fulani herdsmen, while growing up in particular, they are good people. But there are persons radicalizing them, turning them to bandits and using them to perpetrate all this evil. That is why they are released with a phone call once they are arrested. Regional government is the only way forward, so each region controls their lands, and those who don't have Nigeria Delta oil to steal will find solutions from within to develop their states. Also, I must also commend the way the governor acted swiftly through the Uromi killings. But I'm also wondering, Why the government have been so slow to act is the killings in Munihodwa, in Uromi, in Ekpoma, in the Bank, Ovia Northeast, Ovia Southeast, Auchi, Agene. In fact, across the whole of Edo State. These herdsmen wouldn't have been killed in such gruesome manner. But then again, let's remember that this is the halo effect of the gruesome killings by herdsmen and bandits in this same community who have been grieving and living in fear. 2 weeks ago, an old woman was raped to death by Fulani herdsmen in her farm. Last week, herdsmen chased villagers out of open community, injuring many and killing about 2 of them. But for the swift action of soldiers, there would have been more casualties. In my village alone, called Emu, a small hamlet inside the Southeast local government, over 20 persons have been killed in the last 4 months, with so many others kidnapped. In February, this conversation about herdsmen killing was being discussed in my village there, and we observed that the kidnapping network is now very organized and sophisticated. The Igbilas who were arrested in the last 1 year, all of them confess that they are informants to Fulanis. Before now, these Igbilas are hired by our local farmers to work in their farms for 1 year on a paid contract. However, they confess that they gather intelligence about these farmers during this period for Fulanis, and then when it's time for harvest, or after harvest, they are kidnapped and end up paying ransom only for them to be released, and the Igbilas are gone once they are out. In fact, the kidnappers even ask these people in captivity whether or not they smoke, because there is now a part of it called organ harvesting, which is now a part of kidnapping job. Once you confirm to them that you don't drink or you don't smoke, they assume your organs are okay or good, and they take ransom money from your relatives and still harvest your organs to sell. In fact, we have to start informing the locals in the village that whenever they are kidnapped, they should tell the kidnappers that they are ardent smokers and drinkers, if possible. Ask them for gin, cigarettes, smoke, drink in their presence. Let them think that you drink, so that you don't end up being killed after your organs taken after organs have been after ransom have been paid. Our people are living in fear, and resolving the issues is the way to go. And for those who are calling for a reprisal attack and giving the government ultimatum, I want to say that no tribe has monopoly of violence. There are daily attacks on Edo Central, North and South. What's really going on is because it has been tolerated for too long in some states, and now some people are definitely reacting. And even if there's a reprisal attack, our people will not keep quiet. I must remind us that there are 2 tribes in Nigeria that are naturally militaristic and aggressive: the Esan people and the Fulani people. Or maybe we should go back to our history and remember that the last conquest and expansion of the Benin Empire up to Upper Volta, Ghana, in the 1600s were possible because of the old Esan soldiers who were at the forefront, fought wars and captured those places. It took Britain up to 1906, another 9 years after the Benin invasion of 1897, to defeat or conquer these people. So they were fighting them in the guerrilla warfare. At some point, our people will get to their elastic limit and react if the government does not act. That is obviously what we are seeing right now. I want to rather say, let's not put Nigeria up in flames. Let's promote peace, unity, and speak in one accord. Condemn the killings while finding lasting solution to these herdsmen killings and problems of insecurity across the whole of Nigeria, from the Niger Delta to the southeast, to the southwest, to the north central, northeast, northwest, the whole of Nigeria. We should all put our hands together to ensure that we resolve this issue of killings and kidnappings. And I must also say that all its leaders, including the government, should at this point stand up for its people, because they need you now more than ever. We are one humanity. Let's work towards building Nigeria where all tribes can grow without actually bringing the other down, towards a better Nigeria, a Pan-African state, and a better humanity. Thank you so much.